Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.
Okay everyone, as most of you are aware, a couple of days ago I done a fix for a hard drive error on an original model PlayStation 4. Well, today I'm going to do the exact same thing. This will help you if you're getting errors associated with your hard drive, or if you just want to replace your hard drive with a bigger one so that you'll have more storage. This is a PlayStation Slim model. It is a 500 gigabyte model, and what I'm going to do, I am going to replace the hard drive now. The first thing you need to do is look in the back and locate this door. You see this door right here? It kind of slides. You take it and you slide it and it just pops off. Very easy. I mean, this piece, it's this little piece right here, just slides right off. Then there's a screw. You get a, see if I can get a close-up of it. The lighting's not the best. This screw right here, you go ahead and you unscrew that. Again, I'm going to try to use, hopefully this is a magnetic screwdriver. It is. And then, once that metal screw's out, you turn it back to the side, and there's this little ribbon right here that you pull. And it pulls out just like that, pulls right out of there. You can see there's a little bit of dust. And now keep in mind when you do this that all your game saves and all your games, everything that you've ever downloaded is going to be on this hard drive right here. So you want to make sure that everything's backed up before you do this process. So I have all my stuff backed up, and there's going to be 4 screws. Now this is called a hard drive caddy. This is what holds the hard drive in place. There's going to be 2 screws on each side holding this in place, and there's 2 over here, so it's a total of 4. It's going to be Phillips screws, and you want to remember how the orientation of how this hard drive goes in this caddy. It goes in upside down, and the front pointed toward this way, and the back pointed toward the ribbon. Okay, I'm going to take out these 4 screws. Taking them out. And I'm just laying these screws over to the side so that I know where they are. And then it just lifts right out of the caddy since there's no screws. Just lift it from the back, it comes right on out. You lay the caddy there, and this is what your hard drive looks like that comes out of your PS4. And if you turn it over, you'll see that this is the controller board, and you'll see this is the connectors right here. Now these connectors are called, it's called a SATA connection, and this is the kind of 2.5 drive laptop hard drive SATA connection. That is what you want to get when you go buy a replacement one. Now I know what a lot of you are thinking. Why don't I just put in a bigger hard drive, like a 4 gig or an 8? Well, once you get past the 2 gigabyte, I mean, they are starting to appear, but most of them will change in thickness right here. And once that changes in thickness, it just simply won't fit in the PlayStation. It won't fit back in there. So to be on the safe side, you'll want to stay 2 terabyte or below. So that is what I've got. Now you can buy these like at Best Buy or whatever. I recommend a Seagate. If you ask somebody, they'll tell you, they'll swear by a different brand. But you know, I tend to like Seagate. Some people like Western Digital. There used to be many other brands out there, but those are the 2 dominant ones I can think of right now. And also, you know, to get a few more like seconds performance or whatever, just a touch up, you could get a solid state drive or a 7200 RPM drive. Again, that is entirely up to you. Now we're going to place the Caddy up here. We're going to place the front connectors toward right here, and the back toward this ribbon, remember? Okay, we're going to put that in just like that. Now we're going to get the screws, and we're going to get this started in so that we can line it up. And you want to be careful. You don't want to drop the hard drive or anything like that, because these things are kind of fragile. Now they're fragile because they have moving parts. You do not want to mess it up before you even get it in to play your new games. That would be a tragedy. Okay, so got the first screw in. Here goes the second one. Oh, by the way, I've got the 2 terabyte hard drive. It is March 2019, and I think I got a pretty good deal on it. I got it for $69. So, I mean, it's going to be worth it to me because I play a lot of games, and it's going to give me that extra storage I needed. Now, to those of you that absolutely do not even want to open, you know, this isn't even considered, this is not even voiding your warranty by doing this. Sony actually allows the consumers to update their PS4s like this. So, but if you're still kind of weary of doing this, you can always get an external USB 3 drive and just plug it into one of your USB ports, and it will let you save games or play games that way, and that way you won't have to open this up at all. But anyways, this is my preferred method. Then you see that tray again in there, as you can see that, and then it fits just snug. You push it back down in there, and then it's tight. And then you take this door, and it will only go one way on here, and you slide it back. No, almost forgot an important part. Thank you guys for reminding me. Remember that screw that goes there? Yeah, the PlayStation screw that has the triangle, the circle, and the square. Yes, it goes right here. It goes right in there and it holds that caddy in place. So that's going back in there. And then you put the side back on it. It just slides right on. See? It just snaps right on there. Oops, I almost took it off again. But anyways, you can see that the side is snapped back on. And then you are ready for the next step. Okay, now for the second part. What you need is at least, they recommend a 4 gigabyte thumb drive, and what I have here is an 8 gigabyte. Now, I don't know if you can see what kind it is or not, but it's an Xbox 360 thumb drive. It can be any brand. That's just a coincidence, okay? So you go ahead and you put this thing into your USB drive here. Oh yeah, the 360 thumb drive is made by SanDisk. That is the sound of Windows recognizing the USB stick. Now, what you need to do, and you have to pay attention here because a lot of people, this is where they get it wrong. Since that hard drive has never been installed before, what you can do, you can use your web browser, whichever web browser you have. I'm using Microsoft Edge, and you will type in, I'm going to type in Google. There's my search history, guys. Nope, nothing bad. Okay, we're going to Google. Type in PS4 full install. Now, what a lot of people don't know, that they release Sony releases 2 files for their system, one being an update and the other being a full install. Most of the time you never need the full install unless you're installing a new hard drive. Okay, you click the very first search, PS4 system update, and it will take you to this website, PS4 System Software Update. The latest version, as of 3/12/2019, is 6.50. It was released on March the 7th. Now, as you see me scrolling down, it says, you agree to download, you agree to these terms, the terms of service, and agree and download now. Well, right below it you can see where it says, do you want to perform a fresh install of this full system software? If so, then click here. Well, that's where we're going to click because we don't want the update. We want the full install. Now, what it wants you to do, it wants you to make 2 folders. So you'll go into Windows Explorer. You can hit Windows and the E button at the same time. It'll bring up Windows Explorer. And what you do on your removable drive, you're going to right click and you want to put new folder, and I've already done this, but you want to name it PS4 in all caps. See, as you can see, it's already there on my thumb drive. Next, it wants you to click on the PS4 folder. You click New, and then Folder, which I've already done this part too, and it wants you to make one called Update in all caps. So that is what it should look like. Now, the next step, go back to the web page, and you'll see right below the steps it says access to and use of the PS4 system software update are subject blah 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 agreement located here. By downloading the system file, you agree to Sony's terms of use. Okay, so you agree to it, and where it's highlighted there, you click agree and download now, and it will come up. It says, what do you want to do? Well, you can click save. I'm going to hit save as, because I'm going to save it to, where do I want to save it to? Over here on the branch. I'm going to pull this down, and there's my USB drive. I click on my PS4 folder, then I bring down update. It'll be a file called PS4 update. That's where I'm going to save it. Now, you won't get this because I've already had the file there before, but I do need to update it. It says it already exists. Do you want to replace it? Click yes. And then it's gonna, hopefully it doesn't take this long to download. But anyways, here's the way you can tell if you're downloading the right file in the end. An update will only be about 400 megabytes or maybe a little bigger. And as you can see, the full system software is almost around 1 gigabyte. So it says 995 megabytes. And what this software does when you're performing a fresh install, it will put a fresh partition on there, and it will format your hard drive and install the full operating system. And you will only need to do this once, and that is when you're installing a new hard drive. So that's really what you've got to do, but you got to make sure that you get the right file, because it makes all of the difference. Anyways, I'm going to pause this until it gets done downloading. So to finish up and make sure that you have all your files right, you click on your flash drive, you click on the PS4 folder, and you click on update. And then you make sure that file ps4update.pup is there. It's dated for today, and it is registered at a little over 1 gigabyte, and that is how you know it is the correct file, because if it was the update, it would only be like 400 and something megabytes. So now that you have double checked everything, it is time for the next step. It is time for you to get your thumb drive, unhook it, and then you're ready. Okay, what you need now is a couple of things. You need a USB to micro USB cord. Now what this will be doing is plugging into the controller and then into your PlayStation 4. So I'm going to go ahead and plug one into the DualShock 4, and I'm going to plug the other end into the PlayStation. It can be in any USB slot. I'm just going to go ahead and plug it into this one, the first one, by the disc tray. And then you will need the USB stick that has the files that we just downloaded from the computer on there. I'm going to stick it into this USB slot. And then I'm going to turn on the PlayStation. And then I should get up here, let me adjust this camera, some video up there. Okay, then once you get a video signal, here's what it'll say. Cannot start PS4, connect the DualShock 4 using the USB cable and press any button. So, it is connected, just like I showed you earlier. And I'm going to go ahead and push a button. And it says, connect a USB storage device that contains an update for the reinstallation for version 6.2 or later. You can download the update file for reinstallation from PlayStation.com. I've already done that, so we're going to slide the cursor over and then click on push X, click on OK. We're going to get the PlayStation symbol to let you know it's working. It's finding the files. Now, I kind of wanted to do this in real time so that you guys can see what to expect. I know that, you know, this isn't exciting as watching football or basketball, but this will show you how to get your PlayStation back up and running. And, you know, I know you guys love to play games, and so do I, so this video is definitely needed. And remember, you will only have to do a full installation like this one time. That is whenever you're changing out an actual hard drive. You know, from now on, you will only ever have to do the update. And, you know, you can do that over the internet, and it'll do the update every time. I mean, if you prefer, you can download the update, just the update, and download it offline. But if you have an internet connection, hardly anybody ever does that. The PS4 will be initialized, which means it will be formatted. It's warning you that everything on this hard drive will be deleted. Are you sure you want to continue? Well, since this hard drive is brand new and I've already backed up everything, you move the cursor over and hit yes. And it's formatting the hard drive right now. And then it's going to continue programming. Again, I don't think this is going to take all that long. Preparing to update system software. Again, this is the newest version, 6.50. I believe it was released on March the 7th or 9th of 2019. So, not quite a week ago yet. Okay. Probably restart. It says, please wait. Hey, you gotta love this generation, you know. You're always having to install or update something, right? Okay. Installing update file. Do not turn off the PS4 during installation. After installation has completed, the PS4 will automatically restart. Sounds good to me. Again, it's not going too awful slow. And this is a 2 terabyte hard drive. So keep in mind, if you had put a smaller hard drive in there, like a 500, if you just replace your 500 with a 500 gigabyte, it would format faster. A 1 terabyte would format faster than a 2 terabyte. This 2 terabyte will format a little slower because it's a bigger drive, more sectors and everything. You know, more space to format, basically. And also, like I said, there are some, but not very many, 4 terabytes that will fit in your PlayStation at a super high cost. But the best bang for the buck right now that will fit in your PlayStation 4 is the 2 terabyte. And you know, with games ranging, I mean, an average game is like 50 gigabytes these days. In between 30 and 50 gigabytes are average good games. Now, Red Dead Redemption 2 weighed in at a little over 100 gigabytes. I'm saying gigabytes, megabytes, terabytes. I'm getting confused here. Okay, an average PlayStation 4 game is in between 30 and 50 gigabytes. Red Dead Redemption 2 was over 100 gigabytes. 1,000 gigabytes is a terabyte. So we have roughly a little over 2,000 gigs, which is 2 terabytes. Now, when this thing gets done, you're going to see, when you go under system storage, it's going to read probably around 1.73 terabytes. And the reason being is they measure space before you format the hard drive. So the software to format the hard drive is going to shrink that space down a little bit. And also, the operating system that's installing on this hard drive is going to take up some space. So with a 2 terabyte hard drive, there should be 1.73 terabytes of space left before on a fresh install. We'll see if my theory holds up here. We're going to probably have to go through, you know, like local settings. Going to have to set the language, the clock. You know, if there was a camera hooked up, which I don't have a PlayStation camera hooked up. You know, things of that nature. It'll be just like when you first bought the PlayStation, except with a lot of more space to enjoy and to install games. Updating system storage. Do not turn off the PS4. After the update has completed, the PS4 will automatically reinstall or restart. I'm trying not to get any errors on this video. Again, guys, I'm hoping this video will help somebody out. Even if it helps one person out, then I feel that I've done a good job here. Okay, we're getting the PlayStation logo on the restart. And usually you get something about your health, safety. You know, some people have seizures when they play video games, exposed to the lights and flickering and whatnot. Sony Interactive Entertainment. And then, you know, you want to make sure that your controller is still plugged in with the wire, which it is. You push the PlayStation button. I'm going to choose my settings, where I'm at, United States. I'm leaving everything as default. I'm going to click next. Checking network environment. Use Wi-Fi. I'm going to put in my password. I'm actually going to use 5G. OK. And then it's going to find the connection. Checking network environment. Now it's going to ask me if I want to plug in a camera and do face recognition, or do I want to set up audio dictation, like talk to the PlayStation and give it commands and tell it what to do, which I don't, so I'm going to skip that. But if you have that, this is where you set that up. I'm in the Eastern time zone, US Eastern time zone. I'm going to click that. The time is right. It is March the 12th, 2019, 10:29 a.m. Click next. I'm going to leave the media, playback, and general applications on default. I'm leaving all the power management on default. I'm clicking next. And this is Sony terms, their software terms of agreement. You can read that if you want to. And then I'm going to hit accept. It says, setup of your PS4 is now complete. Enjoy an exciting world of entertainment. Alright, so now we hit start. And then it starts out with like a user 1 until you set everything up. But I think you guys can get it from here, but what I'm going to show you is one last thing. I'm going to go to storage, and I'm going to show you how much. And I was right, 1.73 terabytes. If you guys can see that right there. So, woohoo, we're done. So if you guys like this tutorial, you can go ahead and unplug the flash drive now. You are done. You can unplug the controller from your PlayStation, and then unplug the wire from the back of the controller, because while you were doing the update, your battery should have charged a little bit, and your controller's ready to go wirelessly, and you're ready to play the game. Now, I hope this video helps someone. If you like this video, subscribe to my channel up there somewhere. Don't forget to click the bell. That way you'll know when I post more videos. Leave a comment in the comment section below. And don't forget to smash that like button. Anyways, until next time, I'll see you guys later.